Van Rant Part 2. So, I've done, let's see, 230 miles on this thing now. I should be more than that because of the first day, but so, Van Rant Part 2. Some of it's not completely van related. Some of it is related to that thing. Let's start with the armrest, shall we? It's too low. The armrest is too low. You can't use it. You can't rest, and it's too far away. You can't rest your arm on it comfortably and hold the steering wheel. It's just, if it was just a little bit higher, it would be fine. Now the other thing is that the door window is about a mile away, so you can't rest your arm on the window whilst holding the. If I lean over, so I'm like heads on the window, then I can get to it. But so there's nowhere to put elbows, no centre console, so I can't put my arm there either. This radio is absolutely nuts. Now, as far as I can tell, this is the standard radio. I have had a chat with the office, and this is the standard radio. This is the standard way of it working. So when you switch the ignition on, you get in the van, switch the ignition on, radio doesn't come on. Radio doesn't come on. You have to switch it on. Switch the radio on, right? And then when you get out of the van, you switch the ignition off, the radio stays on, and that is how it works. And then switch it off. So you have to switch it off every single time. Switch it on and off every time you get in and out of the van. It does switch off after about 5 minutes, but then you still have to switch it on, and then you're left with a radio. You walk away from the van with the radio on, blaring away, which is just so. And then switch it off. You have to push and hold for about an hour. Just why? It obviously knows when the ignition is switched off because it switches itself off after a while. So there's no setting. I've been through the menus, and there appears that there is no menu to actually make it work like a normal car would. It's just, which when you're getting out in and out of the van 8 to 10 times a day, pulling into customers' driveways, it's just infuriating. Especially when you've got the remnants of a cold like I had today. It's just driving me up the wall. And then, okay, this isn't the van's fault. I will give this the van's fault. This isn't the van's fault. This thing is a Mio sat-nav, and the battery's knackered in it. Now, I assume that the guy who owns this thing, it takes about an hour to boot, and the battery's knackered in it, so it'll probably switch straight off anyway. But it takes about an hour to boot. Oh, yeah, no. I think I might actually just try and plug it in just so I can show you just how bad it is. Because, first of all, it takes an hour to boot, and you can't use it. It's got a mini USB, but you can't use it with a standard mini USB cable and a normal car charger thing. So, for instance, if I want to charge my phone at the same time as charging that, I can't because there's only one cigarette light socket, and this thing's a bit knackered as well. So you have to have this plugged, and because the battery's knackered, you have to have this plugged in. But even then, even if the battery wasn't knackered, you still want it plugged in because it would go flat. So, like, what the hell? I've tried a standard mini USB cable into my standard car charger socket in both the sockets, and it doesn't work. The cable's okay because I used it for at home for accuracy. I need to switch the ignition on, don't I? Oh, I feel so rubbish today. Still. So at least when you switch the ignition on, it does fire up. But yeah, so it takes about an hour to boot first, and then eventually when it fires up, it's just, come on. So then you have to accept this, right, every time. So you accept that, and then you wait another 750,000 years, Right. Okay, so that's got us there. So if I click on find, now the other thing is it takes about a million, half a million, maybe not a million, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it does take several long key presses. So postcode, let's put in, and then sometimes it does something weird when you're doing this. Come on, I've pressed you, thank you. Let's go BH1 4 F. Right, so more key presses. Okay. Oh, now I need to enter the street name. I can hit list, and then it'll list, and then. Oh well, what's the house number now as well? And you can just do centre of street if you want to, I suppose. But then it's still another key press. Okay. Oh, see more key presses. Yay! Go. Wait. Come on. Yay! So yeah, that's just like really annoying.
In 100 yards, at the end of the road,
wow.
Turn right, southbound over Cliff Drive.
That is just, isn't that just the most gorgeous voice you've ever heard in the world? Yeah, it's not Google Maps, is it? Let's face it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the end of the rant for today. I think I've covered everything that. Oh yeah, no, there is something else. Turbo lag on this thing is just mental. The boost threshold's about 1500, which isn't too bad. But say in first gear, it doesn't actually get to full boost until you've hit like the rev limiter, because it takes so long to wind the turbo up. It's just ridiculous. And even above, so if you're doing like 3000 or 2500 and you put your foot down, it's about 3/4 of a second before the turbo spools up and goes. And even on gear changes, if you do a quick gear change, even then it still lags. So you do a quick gear change and then you have to wait for the turbo to spool back up again. It's like, come on, just like, really? Why are these things so bad? Oh, I found out how much it is new as well. They're £8,000 new, which is not a lot of money, which is probably why they're so bad. They are incredibly cheap, really. But yeah, so I think that's me about done for this one. I think that's about it for now. Yeah, bye.